Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're heading down to Kenosha, Wisconsin. We are going down to CarMax, and I want to find out what my C4 Corvette is worth. Alright, so I know some of you out there are probably wondering, why would I go to CarMax to find out what my car is worth? That is not why I'm going to CarMax. I want to see what CarMax is going to offer me for my car. Now, I know I can look it up on Kelley Blue Book and all these internet sites and everything like that, but the reason I'm doing this today is number one, because it's fun, and it's fun to find out what they'll offer you, and most of the time you're going to be disappointed. But for those of you that don't know, CarMax offers free appraisals, and what they do is they will basically buy almost any car from you. Now, there's many other YouTubes that have done this. You'll see people that take supercars to CarMax. Doug DeMuro's done it. Street Speed 717's done it. Stradman's done it, and a whole bunch of other people. So I figure I just want to give this a shot and see what happens. Now, the reason I'm doing this ultimately is because, truth be told, I have been looking into getting a C5 Corvette. Now, I'm probably not ready to do that just yet. We're here in the fall, and I'd probably just have to store it for the whole winter. But I have been looking, and I did go to a dealership and looked at a 2000. It was in pretty nice shape. Basically, 5-year newer version of this, same color, everything. Had a manual transmission, because that is what I really want to get unless the right car comes along. So for some of you that do follow me on Instagram, at 13 Scorpio, by the way, last weekend I was at Great Lakes Dragway with some of my friends. I've never been there before. My first drag racing experience. I was not able to run my car, and I kind of knew that going in because I am leaking some oil. And it's not terrible, but it is just enough that I don't want to be the idiot that screws everything up for everybody or dumps oil on the track and makes an unsafe condition for everybody else. So before I went down there, I took the car in just to, kind of get a general idea of what was wrong with it and how much it was going to cost to fix. And pretty much boils down to, it looks like almost every gasket on the engine needs to get done. And by the time you go through all the labor and all that, it's almost like I just don't know if it's really worth the time and effort to go through and do it on an engine that has this many miles, unless I was to do it myself, and I don't have the capabilities to do that. I can't get the car up high enough to get underneath. I don't have a lift. I'm not mechanically inclined enough to pull the engine, although that would be kind of fun to go through the engine, refresh it. So more or less, I looked into trading it in at that dealership for the C5. They did not give me a good enough deal. I've been thinking about putting it up for possible trade on Craigslist, or even putting it up for sale. But the nice thing about CarMax is they will just flat out write you a check for the car, and it really doesn't matter what it is, because what they will do is, if it's not something they're going to put on their lot, which of course this wouldn't be, they tend to stick to like 10-year-old cars, and if it's older than that, they're not going to put it on the lot. What they end up doing is they run their own in-house auctions, so they would put this out for auction. I have done this before. My HHR that I had when I started my channel was my work car, and they offered me $350 for it, but I had like 250,000 miles on it. The CTS that I had previously, that I actually worked out the trade to get this car, they offered me $3,500. And although that's not necessarily terrible, I obviously got more working it out on my own. And I'm not expecting a whole lot today with the Corvette. I mean, if they offer me more than $3,500, I'll be surprised. So I'm not really intending to do this, but just to clarify on why I am doing this is just to open up my options. If they came back at me with a crazy offer for $6,000, I'm probably not going to turn it down. The thing is like, the reason that I want to do something like this versus sell it outright is because I don't want to pass problems off on to someone else. Now, if someone comes along is interested in my car, I'm going to be upfront with them, tell them all the problems. But the thing is when you do a person-to-person sale, you just kind of never know what's going to happen. You can tell them all the problems in the world with the car, and then they're going to come back at you later and say, "Oh, I didn't know that." So I do. It's in the description. I told you. And I'm just not a big fan of passing on problems. Now, someone that would actually like to buy this car, refresh the engine, enjoy it, you know, do stuff that I'm not capable of doing, I would be more than willing to sell it to somebody under that pretense that they understand what they're buying. But a lot of people don't, and that's the thing is, so if I'm able to trade this in, or I'm able to sell it to CarMax, maybe put that money in my pocket and use that towards the next one, or money to, you know, add things to the next one, let's say, you know, or just not have to deal with storing it over the winter. I mean, ultimately that's kind of where my decision-making process is. I don't want to get rid of it. I enjoy it, but I also want to, you know, get the best value I can, and I never expected to have this car this long. You know, when I got it in June of 2017, I kind of figured I would have it for the summer, and then the Corvette's really kind of stuck on me. I mean, I never really intended to own a Corvette to begin with, and then this just kind of played out the way it did. I now really like Corvettes, and I would really love to have a newer one. I'd really love to have a C5. I'd love to have a manual transmission. I'd really love to get a Z06 with 400 some horsepower, and I'd really love to be able to take it to a drag strip, or I'd really love to be able to go track race, or, you know, SCCA, get on, you know, do some road coursing and stuff like that. And I just can't do any of that in this car. So as much as I love it, rather than let it sit all winter, I'm looking at possibly seeing how much money I can get for it, and maybe even working out a trade for a newer one. So we'll see what happens, but we got a little bit of a drive here left to get to CarMax, so I'm going to enjoy the ride. You guys can here too, and we'll see what happens when we get there. Alright guys, we are here at CarMax of Kenosha. Alright guys, well, we're here at CarMax. Probably not going to be able to film much of this, but we're going to give this a shot and see what happens. So, here we go. Alright guys, we just finished up here at CarMax, got my appraisal, and I'll just put it this way, I will not be selling my car to CarMax. So, you guys want to see what they're offering me for my 1995 C4 Corvette? $1,700. Yeah, I was expecting a little bit better than that, but given the fact that it's got a lot of miles and it's quite old, yeah, that's quite disappointing actually, and obviously we won't be accepting that. I don't really know what to say right now, but yeah, that's kind of a joke, to be honest with you. I mean, if I were to put this out on the street for $1,700, I'd have it would be gone in like an hour. Wasn't really expecting to actually sell CarMax my car here, but yeah, you know, sometimes it's good to know what your options are, and if in a pinch I need $1,700, I know they'll write me a check for it. So of course I won't be trading in my my C4 for $1,700. Now I didn't really expect anything major. I mean, it was kind of be expected. It was going to be a low ball offer. I definitely knew that going into it. It's not like, you know, I've got a premium vehicle here that's got low miles and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, so that won't be happening. So again, I'm not really looking to get rid of it right now. it was kind of more or less just an educational process. Wanted to see what they would give me. I mean, you never know. Could have been something crazy. I doubted it, as I said earlier. I mean, this just is not their type of vehicle. This is not something, like I said before, they're not going to be putting this out on their lot. They like to keep cars that are almost new, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 11 years old, tops, you know, low miles, stuff like that, because, you know, it is what it is, you know. So no, I will not be trading it in, or, you know, selling it to CarMax for $1,700. I know I can put it out on the street in front of my house and probably get $1,700 by the end of the day if that was something I really wanted to do. But so it pretty much leaves me at this point where the search will continue, looking for a C5 Corvette at this point. It'll probably end up being some sort of trade-in. Either that, or like I think I mentioned earlier, is might put it on Craigslist and you know, see what else I could trade for. I would like to get another Corvette, so I have a feeling there aren't going to be too many people out there that want to trade a newer Corvette for an older Corvette. So we might have to go through the process of trading for something else and see what comes my way, and then in the spring looking for a Corvette. But anyways, that being said, I just want to take a minute and let you guys know that I am sorry I haven't had a lot of content recently over the summer. Well, actually back in the spring, I took a new job, essentially still as a courier, but just a different company and total different dynamic that I don't need to get into. But so all summer my schedule was really hectic. I didn't really have much of any free time. I was basically from about noon to 8 I was working, so it didn't really leave me any time to really do much of anything. But now going into the fall, I got a new schedule, and it looks like I'm going to have my afternoons free most days, because I'm going to basically be working second shift. So I'm really hoping that should everything go according to plan with this, that I'm going to be able to give you guys more content going forward, whether it be with the C4 or if I ever get a C5, definitely my Jeep, and also my new work car, which I haven't done a video on yet, but I did get a 2014 Ford Fusion Hybrid, which in my Corvette Adventures recap video I was actually driving at the time because some of you asked about it. But I do plan to do a thorough video on that car because it has turned out to be a way more interesting and way more fun car than I ever thought it would be for a work car. But I will leave that for the next one. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button if you liked it. If you didn't like it, hit that thumbs down button twice, so it helped me out a lot. But anyways, leave a comment down below. I love interacting with you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.